Terry Box, auto writer with the Dallas Morning News. You know Audi, cars that are great for styling, burning up the Autobahn, delivering 40-something entrepreneurs to Dave Matthews concerts. This is the 2014 Audi Allroad. It has 7 inches of ground clearance, all-wheel drive. It's the last station wagon left in Audi's lineup, and it's got cargo space behind the back seats. You can tell your neighbors you bought this Audi for its function. Since the mid-1980s, Audi has always had a station wagon, generally sold in the U.S., that they call the Avant. Last year, Audi dropped the last Avant based on this car, the A4. This is the one that replaces it. It's called the Allroad. And rather than be a serious high-performance hot rod kind of station wagon, this is, if you can imagine, a Subaru Outback for someone very affluent. That's kind of what this car is. It doesn't have enormous off-road capability, but it's very competent, and it's an extremely pleasant car for a car that is able to do multiple things. Usually cars like that get so compromised that they're not much fun to drive, but this one, being based on the A4, it handles and rides nicely. This is a good touring car. One of the things they did that is unusual for Audi is put this kind of gray cladding on the wheel wells. They've also put some undercarriage armor, so to speak, just plating to protect it in case you go off-road. It's got 7.1 inches of ground clearance. So even though that's not like an off-road vehicle, it's enough to get you down a gravel road. It's powered by the 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine that Audi uses throughout the A4 range and really in other models as well. And that engine, even though it's on the small side, it's got 220 horsepower, and they use an 8-speed automatic with it, so that the car feels very lively despite its 3,900-pound weight, and that's a lot of weight. The good news is, being an Audi, you don't really notice it much. The car still has nice, light steering. It handles pretty well. It's not a sports car, but it handles very well for something that is a multi-purpose vehicle. I guess the drawback with any Audi, they're not inexpensive by any means. This thing is about $47,785, but there's a small niche of people who much prefer a station wagon to a crossover. This is a car, sits a little bit lower even with the raised suspension, handles much better than a crossover, gets pretty decent gas mileage, 20 in town, 27 on the highway, and it is so capable on multiple fronts that there seems to be always a group of people interested in this car. It is definitely an Audi with function, and for Audi, you know, their primary reason for being is performance and style. It's kind of nice to see one that has that additional, we can throw stuff in the back, the seats fold down, we can drive it on dirt roads. It's a different kind of Audi.